with your palate cleansers. Show me what you got.
We got a jam-packed episode, so welcome in, everybody. We are gonna fill your ears with some amazing audio tidbits because we have a jam-packed episode. We missed last week, but we're back this week, and we have all sorts of crap to talk about. I am one of your hosts, the Winter Soldier, online with Falkrin. What's going on, everybody? How you doing?
What up? What up?
What have you been up to, my man?
Let's go season 3. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We've been clicking along. I feel like people are just now starting to find us too. Our social medias are banging.
We're like 21 Pilots, you know?
Yeah.
3 albums later.
Yeah, it was the cool kids were listening early, but now like everybody else wants to listen. It's like, fine, we'll let you listen if you want to.
Yeah.
It's fair.
Shout out to the early adopters.
Yeah, the OGs, the day ones, as the cool rap kids might say. So yeah, definitely shout out for them.
Yeah. But you know, I've been doing a lot of designs because we are a design company.
Yes, that's one of the most important things that we forget to bring up half the time is, this is all sponsored by Vigilante Design. We are graphic designers extraordinaire. So what kind of designs have you been working on?
I've been helping a client do massage flyers and stuff like that.
You've been massaging the details?
Yeah, because the STEMI check, we all got it. Did you get it? Yeah. And so people got to spend some money, and then I've been trying to help promote that too.
That's a great idea. If you've got like bonus STEMI money and you need to like promote your business, it's like turn it into more money. Sometimes you gotta spend money to make money, and you should spend that money with us. Yeah. Vigilante Design.
Other than that, I've been doing stocks, NFTs.
Well, you were saying off air that you wanted to start an NFT section, like a part of our podcast where we just talk hot NFT talk. And I think that's a great idea. And I think we start from the very beginning where we're like, we don't know hardly much more than anybody else. So we can learn with the audience. For those who may or may not be interested, it's pretty interesting stuff.
Yeah, because we are called Audionots because we're not really good with audio.
Yeah.
And so same thing with NFTs. We don't know anything about it. We just kind of like dabbed our toes into it. Well, you're the one that found out about it, right? So you should explain more.
Well, I was thinking about it too. I mean, we need like an opening, and so I'm gonna record it maybe this weekend. But I was thinking the perfect opening for the NFTs, if we're gonna have our own like segment on it, would be OPP. Be like, you down with NFT? Yeah, you know me. You down with NFT? Yeah, you know me. Who's down with NFT? Every last homie. And I'll find like the beat. We'll do it, and it'll play every time.
Yeah, and for the ones that don't know, Old Boy does our intro. That's him.
Yeah, that's right. that is me. I'm the one. So
show me what you got.
That was my all-time favorite impression. Show me what you got. Yeah, I'm still trying to get Boy Danger to record us some Joe from Family Guy. So I gotta get that done too.
So I have high hopes for you. Your NFT intro.
Yeah, so it'll be good for sure. I mean, there's no reason to half-ass anything. That's not how we do.
Well, then let's start from the beginning. What does NFT stand for?
Yeah, what the hell is an NFT? So NFT stands for non-fungible token. And I'm sure you're saying, well, what the hell does fungible mean, right?
Yeah. When I first read that, I'm like, is this a word?
This is a word that I don't think most people know. Fungible. So you're talking about fungible, then you're talking about non-fungible, and I think the perfect metaphor or example of fungible versus non-fungible that makes it fairly easy to understand, because you can like talk circles around what all this stuff means. But so let's start with what fungible means. All right, fungible is an item that you can exchange for an equal like item. All right, the perfect example of this is if you had a $10 bill. And I came up to you, Ren, and I said, here's 2 $5 bills. That's fungible. They're different, but they're the same thing. Okay? Same. So that's what fungible means. Okay. If you're going to do non-fungible, if I have a house and you own a house, our houses may not actually, they're both houses, but they both may not be worth the same amount of money. So those are non-fungible. They're two like items, but they're not necessarily equal in value. And so I found this little meme on here that I'd like to look at because it talked about fungible and non-fungible. And so money obviously is fungible because one currency, it can exchange for another currency of equal value.
It has a value. Like
it has
the
value.
key word is value.
Yeah. And collectibles have value too. And that's essentially what all these non-fungible tokens are, is their worth is set on what the marketplace says it's set at. It doesn't have an equal value. You can't take one NFT and exchange it for another one and it's equal value. So that's just not how it works. So you have to get the mindset of the fact that one is more like a collectible, you know? So you could buy a whole bunch of baseball cards, and in that pack, maybe one of them turns out to be worth some money. The rest of them aren't worth anything, but yet they're all baseball player pictures on the same piece of paper. And so that's how you have to kind of work it. And so you start to learn like, okay, so that's what it means. We're in the digital world. So we get to the next part. So non-fungible means that the value is up in the air, really. The market decides. The token part of it is really easy. So the NFT is run on something called a blockchain, which is essentially the same stuff that they run Bitcoin on. Okay, so this is this digital mining thing that they run on the background. And the token is essentially a certificate. It's saying this non-fungible item that's been created, and it could be a picture, it could be a video, it could be music, any sort of digital asset. This has it's a certificate. So you're not buying the original. So if you go online and you find some really cool piece of digital art, and you're like, man, I'm going to buy that NFT, and you spend $5,000 and you buy that NFT. Well, you don't own the original art. You're not buying their copyright. Usually there's some circumstances where maybe an artist will do that, but you're buying a copy, a certified copy of it. And the thing I would compare this to is it was really popular back in the day. In fact, I remember my parents were super into it. There was this painter that painted whales on everything. I can't remember his name. And there's the other guy, they had Ann Getty, took pictures of babies. You know, they had these types of artists that became really popular, commercially popular. Well, when you went to their stores inside the mall, you could see all these amazing pictures, and they're real expensive, but they weren't the originals. But what you were buying was a certified copy. So there was only, it was a limited, right? So they're saying there's only 10,000 of these, and now you own one of the 10,000. And that's what gave it its value, because it was from an artist you cared about, and it had a certified limitation to it. And so that's basically what the token's signifying.
Right. So like, if like you see that photo and you like it, and I just go click save as, and I have a copy of it, do I have a copy of it, or do I not have a copy of it?
You have a copy of a picture or a video or whatever it is, but it's worth nothing. Just like all the other GIFs, pictures, music you find on the internet, because it doesn't have that certification. That's the difference. So I could walk in and take a photograph of Ann Getty's picture of her babies and hang it on my wall, and it's worth nothing because it hasn't been certified. And that's the big difference.
So the token part's kind of like, you know, you have a stamp of approval, like a seal, whoosh, you know,
that's right.
This is legit now, sort of thing.
It's exactly right. It's certifying it as the real deal of some sort of limitation. So whatever the limited agenda is, whether it's 5 or 100,000, it just depends on what the creator of the NFT was interested in doing. Did they want to sell 100,000 of them and sell them, you know, knowing that will devalue them to some degree, but collect a lot of small payments? Or do they want to only make 5 of them, knowing that they'll go for a lot of money and collect each of those 5 big payments?
And one interesting thing is like, if you're like a buyer of NFTs, right, you're able to resell it. And if you're reselling it to another person that buys it, the original artist gets a chunk of that money, right? Is that correct?
That's right. So you're absolutely correct. So when you're creating as an artist, when you're creating an NFT, and I've tried to convince you to do it, because what people don't know is Ren is also a very good hand illustrator. He'll say he's not, but he is. You're definitely good enough to sell NFTs, because I've seen some of the crap that's sold as NFTs. So you go on to one of these NFT sales sites, you know, and yeah, when you're uploading it, it doesn't take that much effort. I would really encourage you to try. You should try as an experiment just for the show at the least. But you assign royalty to it. So you say, okay, I'm gonna make 15 of these available of this piece of artwork that I've made. Every time someone buys one, I get $20, and then they own that one. But every time they sell it, and they get to choose the value at that point because they own that token of it, they can sell it for $10,000 tomorrow, and you get whatever percentage royalty you've assigned to it, and that just lives as part of the certificate forever. So if the guy sells, if you set it for 10% and he sells it for 10 grand, that's $1,000 in your pocket.
And it just keeps going, right? If that person
Forever.
sells it again,
in
you're just
perpetuity.
eating. Yeah.
That's right.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it's super cool. It says, I was reading this thing. It basically says that most of the unique tokens are created on the Ethereum blockchain. So that's the biggest one, which is unique to what we were talking about a lot earlier, which was NBA Top Shot. NBA Top Shot, what you'll see some people arguing about online is, oh, it's a Ponzi scheme. And it's because the reason, and it's not, by the way, at least I personally don't think that.
Yeah.
But the reason it's not is because it is based on its own blockchain, which is the Dapper Labs version of it. It's called Flow. And so Flow right now, if you buy something on the Flow blockchain, you could only exchange it to other people on the Flow blockchain. Whereas what's going to really make the NBA Top Shot value go way up is once I can take my token out of the Flow blockchain, put it in my own digital wallet, and then put it on an Ethereum somewhere else. And that's really what frees it from people being weirded out about it. And that's why you'll see that these kind of ebbs and flows with their prices right now.
Yeah, it's kind of like if you buy and sell on Amazon, right? And then you can only sell it back within Amazon. You can't take it to eBay, you can't take it to Walmart, sort of thing. So like NBA Top Shot's kind of like, no, this is it, right? Like, for example, only Amazon, and that's what we're doing. And the dangerous part about that is like, what if Dapper Labs just, bellies up? Yeah. And then like, what do we lose all our money?
Yeah. No, so people need to be aware of that.
Yeah.
But there's a total possibility of that happening. Of course, NBA Top Shot and Dapper Labs is looking pretty good right now. Things can change pretty quickly in basically this world of cryptocurrency finance, but they just got a huge influx of money, from Michael Jordan, from 2 Chainz, from Kevin Durant, all these different big names.
Will Smith.
Will Smith. Yeah, they got like $305 million on a $2.6 billion valuation. So they're not hurting, but they still consider, the camera fell. They still consider themselves in beta. I think it's NFTs are definitely unique, and we'll see if they're here to stay. There's a lot of things in life that people have said that's never gonna last. You could go back to, oh man, we're gonna make electric cars, that's not gonna last. Oh man, we're gonna make airplanes, nobody's gonna want to fly in an airplane, we have trains. You can go back through the dawn of time during innovation and things like that. My mom told me rap music wouldn't last more than a few months, and here we are today. So it's just one of those things that I think it will last. Now, if it will be the same iteration of what it is now, I don't know.
Let's say let's compare, right? NFT, imagine as gold, right?
Okay.
During the gold rush, people were coming to get gold, right? And who made the most money? Not the people that was trying to like scoop up the gold.
That's right.
The people that was selling the tools and stuff like that, they made the money, So if you or somebody knows what to do with NFTs, that's like some money you can make there too. Like maybe make a frame that go hold a digital image and post it up on your wall or something like that.
That exists. I found it. So that's a thing that you can buy. It's a great idea. It's so good. I follow it on Twitter.
Nice. Yeah,
It's
so stuff like
cool.
that. Like, how do you display your NFTs? That's like a whole new
That's right.
Way to make money too, besides just trying to get into crypto, trying to buy or sell NFTs.
And what's interesting about NFTs is part of what makes them valuable is they're more than just cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency doesn't have any kind of collectability to it. You're not going to just collect. I mean, unless you're like Scrooge McDuck, you're not going to just collect money for the hell of it, right? And so the collectability of it is what makes it non-fungible. It's got this uniqueness to it. So it could be anything from, what was that?
Yeah, Bert.
That wasn't me, was it?
I think so.
Oh, I don't know what the hell that was. I heard it too. It could be anything. I thought it was on your end. it could be anything. So it could be a song, it could be digital art, it could be a video, it could be a GIF, it could be a tweet. So like here it says, what kind of NFTs are there? For instance, here's a few of the more successful ones. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey sold his first ever tweet as an NFT for, get this, $2.9 million. Now, remember, this isn't anything original. You can go on Twitter right now and you can go find this tweet and look at it for free. But someone owns a certified version of it. So, Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski, he created his own limited edition trading cards that sold as NFTs for $1.8 million. The Kings of Leon, it's a great band. Everybody likes the Kings of Leon. They sold their NFTs of their newest album and made over $2 million. Now, this is the funniest part. It says there's even a guy that sold his own farts as NFTs. He had this kind of setup. He turned the other way around. He recorded his expulsions and he sold it for $85.
Yeah, dude, so that's crazy.
You can sell right now. It's really hot because it's new and people are excited about it. And so there's a lot of things you can sell it on. So there's marketplaces like OpenSeas is one of the big ones. NBA Top Shots becoming very big. You know, they had LeBron James selling NBA Top Shots for $179,000. Yeah, it's incredible. Though the biggest one still is by a guy named Beeble. He's an internet artist, and he sold his internet art for $69 million, one piece.
Damn, who the hell are these people buying, man?
Yeah, and that person owns a copy. It's not even the original. Like you think $69 million, you should at least own the copyright to it at that point. So
yeah, it just makes me wonder, like, you know, because it's really hard to wrap your head around this stuff. Like, what do you do with it afterwards? You know, like pay 69 mil. What do you do with it? Like, man.
So like you would imagine someone like that has probably a big ass 85-inch TV that's displaying it full time in their house. And there are, like you were mentioning, there are a lot of digital frames now just for NFTs. And as I think it kind of grows and changes, you're going to get more and more NFT action. And the one thing that people still need to remember is there is environmental cost for this. So they call it mining. It takes a lot of computer power to create blockchain that they keep the NFTs on. And I saw this, I'm just even find a real fact. There was a fact on here that like blew my mind when they were talking about how much energy
was that the Bitcoin one?
It said something like, I don't remember which country it was, but they basically said the current blockchain, the way it's running, is taking up more energy than like in the entire country of somewhere. It was like, oh my gosh,
like South America or something like that, something down there.
Yeah, this is a big article, so I can't find it anymore. But so there's the one that would probably be the one downside to it. They really do need to continue to invent and make better ways to be able to create these digital tokens that doesn't require so much energy and electricity to do.
Yeah, I think us as human beings, we're so used to the physical stuff, right? The physical world. And so this digital stuff is just like, kind of like, well, what the hell, dude? It's so, like I said, it takes a while to
kind of wrap your head around it. Yeah.
But then again,
different thinking, that's for sure.
Yeah. But then like these kids, these younger kids, they're basically born into this type of world, you know, like playing games, you know, in their little like Minecraft metaverse or whatever it is.
We've talked about metaverse in the past, and absolutely, it's all kind of connected.
Yeah, it's like, so if you buy this one card or buy this whatever painting, digital painting, they're like, oh hell yeah, you know, they're used to it.
Oh, here it is. So yeah, Cambridge University found that mining for Bitcoin consumed more energy than the entire country of Argentina.
Damn, well, I was right. South America, I knew.
Yeah. Ethereum is second to Bitcoin in popularity, and its power consumption is on the rise and comparable to the amount of energy used by the entire country of Libya.
Yeah,
so
see.
God, yeah. So that part's not great.
Yeah.
But I think that as we evolve and we figure this out, it'll get even better. But yeah, so I think that's a good NFT segment, first time ever start, and we can come back and we can talk about more specific things. I know that we have a we've all got some packs coming our way on Top Shot. So we're going to have a pack opening here in about a week and a half.
Yeah, I got a few people I've been trying to invite to do a pack opening party with us.
Yeah, I love that idea because then the more the merrier, the better chance we have of getting something good.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's jump over to the healthy stream. All right. So the first one I have on the healthy stream is on Disney Plus, episode 2, Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Man, there was a lot going on in this one, where the first one was kind of a setup, slowly building things. Episode 2 gave us a lot. They jumped right in, and I think everything people wanted in WandaVision, as far as, I think they're going to bring out this character and they're going to introduce this character. We're getting that already with the Falcon and Winter Soldier, because they're introducing all sorts of new characters. I don't know if the average viewer even realizes how many comic book characters they've already touched on.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how like some people thought that they were gonna build the meeting of Falcon and Winter Soldier,
right?
And then all of a sudden they're just like, he just goes over like, oh, what's up?
Yeah, that was honestly the only awkward part of the whole thing, because I really liked the episode, but the only awkward part for me was how like the Winter Soldier, Bucky, was just all of a sudden hanging out with Sam, is like, I'm coming along, and like, wait, hold on. I feel like we missed one step of plot point here.
Yeah, I didn't even realize they were in the same city, you know.
Yeah, that was a little strange, but I get it. They're trying to move things along, and there was a lot to get to. I made like mad notes on this episode. So we got introduced to Isaiah Bradley, which people may or may not know is also a Captain America in the Marvel comic universe. And so he was actually part of like a secret study that they did to, it was called, in a special edition called Red, White, Blue, and Black. And what happened is the government took, before, I think actually it happened after Captain America, they wanted to keep testing the super soldier serum. And so they tested it on the black soldiers, because they thought less of them. And so he was this big hero. They didn't get any of the fame or infamy that Captain America got, but he was kind of used as a test subject almost.
Yeah, because back then they thought as them as expendable.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. And what was interesting about it, and when I looked into it further, when they made this series in Marvel, they actually compared it, or were using a real life scenario to come up with this idea called the Tuscany syphilis study. So as horrible as this all sounds, it kind of happened in real life, which is the least shocking thing ever for America. So America decided to take, they weren't slaves, but they were free men at this point, but they were still like farm labor and stuff like that. They didn't have health insurance, things like that. And they promised these guys that they would give them health care in exchange for letting them do the syphilis study. But they never actually cured them. The whole point of it was not to cure them, and to see what would happen if they let syphilis continue to course through their body, even though it was completely treatable. And so for 40 years, they ran this study on these poor guys, and watched some of them die. They get all the different health effects that came along with it. And that's kind of where they got the idea of the whole Isaiah Bradley Captain America storyline.
You know how we were saying the Wanda was so meta?
Yeah.
Well, this one was meta too, because like even Sam was like, how come nobody knew about this until now,
Right.
Like him not knowing until now. And then he's like, it's saying that, us, the viewers, we didn't know, right?
Yeah, I didn't know either.
Yeah. So we all found out at the same time.
It's really, they're taking a really good approach, I think, on today's society and building into it. We've already seen a lot of things that they've talked about, like the difference between how African-American person has to deal with society, So we got Isaiah Bradley as part of it. We saw in episode 1 where the Falcon, even though he's like super famous celebrity superhero, can't get a loan, even though he should, right? He saved the world. They should just bend over to give him money.
Right.
Yeah, there's the other type, reverse racism, when he runs past the black kids and like, it's the Black Falcon. He's like, no, I'm just the Falcon. I'm just the Falcon. And so they're not messing around with touching on this kind of subjects, which is, it's good, because that's what we live these days.
Yeah, even the police scene too, where they're just arguing, and then they accuse Sam of being the harasser.
Yeah.
Even Bucky's like, there's nothing wrong here. They just,
yeah, there's nothing going on. And then they realize who he is, and then they back off.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of like, come on, it's ridiculous.
if he wasn't the Falcon, he would have, got detained or something,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably, you can compare that to a million different athletes. I'm sure so many black athletes have had the same thing happen, and then the cops realize, oh wait, hold on, you're so and so from that team that I know. You know, it's so ridiculous that it's like that. But yeah, it's another subject they're not afraid to kind of talk about.
Right.
They also introduced us to another Marvel superhero that we don't really know yet. Uh, Isaiah's grandson was there. His name is Eli Bradley, and he ends up turning into a superhero named the Patriot. And the Patriot, what's cool about that is he is a main component of Young Avengers, and we've talked about it many a time before.
Right.
But they're clearly moving on to building us a Young Avengers, probably a movie.
Yeah, because they're already showing us who's in it, basically.
Yeah, we're getting slowly. So by the time they bring out a Young Avengers movie, we'll already kind of know all the characters because we've seen them in other things.
So far, let's list it out. Then we got Kate Bishop, right? Hawkeye's
Correct.
daughter.
Yep.
We got Ant-Man's daughter.
That's right. Yep.
We got Iron Man's daughter, probably.
I think so. We got Wiccan
Wanda's
and
twins.
Speed. Yeah. Yep.
And now we got this guy.
Yep. There was somebody else. I don't know if I wrote that down, but there was somebody else that I think we've already been introduced to that we are going to get in the Young Avengers.
But if it comes to you,
yeah, we'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
We also got some name checks of the villain, the Power Broker. Yeah. So even though we haven't seen the Power Broker yet, they brought him up. We saw the Flag Smashers, and in the comics, the Flag Smashers are definitely portrayed more as villains, whereas here they're almost like freedom fighters, and we don't know if we're supposed to root for them or against them quite yet. But it appears that they've stolen the super serum from the Power Broker, and he's out to get them. So we'll see how that all kind of shakes out.
Yeah, because you kind of thought that they were given the serum, but then he saw the phone. I'm gonna kill you, something.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna kill you, fool.
One thing is they did a gender swap too on that.
Oh, really?
The Flag Smasher in the comic is a dude, and this one's a chick. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I have no problem with it. I think it's okay when they do that, especially on really minimal characters that none of us know anyways. Like we're not so like, oh man, the character's always been this, to be so upset about it. I'm sure somebody somewhere is, but there's nothing really to be upset about that kind of gender swap.
It's Flag Smasher, the actress. Is she the same one that was in Star Wars?
I don't know.
Towards the end where they no, not Star Wars, Solo.
Oh, maybe I had to look up her bio. I don't know. I really don't know. And then the big one is we got John Walker, who is playing the new Captain America. And then I think we mentioned this last episode, but John Walker in the comics is way gross. He's not a great guy. And they've almost made him a little bit more likable though. This MCU version that we're getting so far, he's clearly a dickhead, right? We're getting that.
For now.
But for now. Yeah, for now. But yeah, he's not horrible. Like he at some points seems genuine. Like he wants them to help him. He's upset that he's not doing everything he can. Those types of things.
Well, you could kind of already get it because there's that one scene where he's like, "Get out of my way," at the end. Sort of thing.
Right. Yeah, it's like they make him seem like, oh, okay, maybe this guy's not that bad. And then all of a sudden he's like a douche for no reason. He's like straight douche canoe on everybody.
So he has the serum, right?
Well, I don't know. So I've read some things, and people are saying that maybe he is exaggerating his accomplishments. When he talks about jumping on grenades and doing all these things, because they're building him as this iconic person that maybe he isn't yet. In that at some point, maybe him and the other dude gets with the Power Broker to help get back the super serum, and they give him super serum and he actually gets the powers, because he was definitely moving around like he was a little bit more special than the average folk, but I don't know yet.
Yeah, because for me, I kind of thought that he did, because he was fighting Flag Smasher 1-on-1 and he was fine.
Yeah, maybe he's already got it. Maybe he already works for the Power Broker and we just don't know it yet.
Yeah, because I feel like he already has that serum in him.
Yeah, and then his partner is Lamar Hoskins. He's also a super villain in the comics that's named the Battlestar. He even said it, I think, at one point, because it's like, what's your name? And he's like, Battlestar. I'm like, oh, come on. You're nobody. How are you going to have a superhero name? So that was kind of funny. And then the actor that plays John Walker is Wyatt Russell. Yeah. And I'm like, why is that so familiar? He is the son of Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. I'm like, holy smokes. It's awesome.
Because like every time we see Wyatt, we always see him with this huge ass beaker. So this time he's all clean shaven.
Right. Yeah, no, it's good to see him. He plays a good bad guy. He has that kind of punchable face. And so
Yeah.
and they clearly made his mask not fit right because he looks
Yeah.
like, the guy from Up every time he puts it on.
Yeah, he looks so derpy, man.
It's straight derp style. So yeah, it's interesting to see. So yeah, I liked it. I like this episode. What'd you think? I mean, overall.
Yeah, overall, so far it's solid. Like for me, it's what we expected, and it's just been good. It's been good. Very consistent.
Yeah, and I think it's only going to get better as we get more of the story. So if you're not watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier, you guys should tune in. It's definitely different than WandaVision, but it fits in the MCU pretty nicely.
Yeah.
Disney also put out a new release schedule of all their upcoming movies. I thought I'd share these real quick. I thought it was kind of cool. So Cruella, remember that's the one with Emma Stone, right? And that comes out May 28th. Luca comes out June 18th. Black Widow has been moved to July 9th, so it comes out. Free Guy, remember that's the one with Ryan Reynolds? I didn't realize that was owned by Disney.
Yeah. I thought it was like a Netflix show or something.
Right. No, Free Guy is it's probably owned by Fox Studios, would be my guess, and they own that. Disney owns everything. It comes out August 13th. Shang-Chi, I learned that to say the right way. It's Shang-Chi. September 3rd, so that's coming out this year. The Kingsman has been pushed way back all the way till December. Deep Water, whatever that is, comes out January 14th. And Death on the Nile, whatever that is, comes out on February 11th.
Oh, that's the one with the Armie Hammer and Gal Gadot.
Oh, well, I'll watch anything with Gal Gadot. Armie Hammer, isn't he like a cannibal though? In like real life?
Yeah, something happened. Like it's gonna make it really awkward to watch.
I wonder if they'll can it because he's in all sorts of. I haven't read enough about it, but that guy's in some deep water. I don't know. Maybe he should be in deep water. Which of those movies are you most excited? Those specific ones are you most excited to see?
Shang-Chi, man.
Yeah, I think I agree. Yeah, I think I would go, honestly, I would go Shang-Chi, Free Guy, and then Black Widow. I think would be the three that I'm actually interested in. The rest of them I may or may not watch.
Yeah. Agreed.
Disney. Yeah. Okay. Disney also released the trailer for The Bad Batch. We've been so excited for this, and it looks awesome. So it's the same style as Clone Wars, but it does look definitely better. Like they've clearly gotten better at whatever computer animation they do. It almost looks almost like it's like, I don't know, sculpted more. It was pretty cool looking. So it looks great. It has the characters all in it. They haven't given a debut date just yet, but we know there's going to be 8 episodes.
I thought they did.
What's the debut date?
May 4th.
Oh, that's right. They did do that. They must have did that after I wrote this note. So yeah, because May the 4th be with you. That's right. So yes, there is a debut date, May the 4th. Over on Netflix, I want to do a quick review of the Irregulars. I know that you told me you saw the entire season. I was only able to get through the first episode before I was bored out of my mind and had to call it. So I would give this a strong 3.5 on the Audionuts scale. It was just too YA. It was a young adult. It wasn't for me. What did you think?
Well, to be fair, I watched this whole season like hungover. For me, after like episode 4, I kind of gave up on it. But then my wife,
you're just too hungover to get out of bed and do something else.
Yeah, and my wife really likes it, so I hung in there and watched it.
Yeah, and I would say that maybe it's for the ladies, but my wife hated it. She didn't even get through 10 minutes of it before she got up and left.
Yeah, it's a very different take on like Sherlock Holmes. So.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like there's a very specific audience. It's not poorly made. The acting's fine. Yeah. It looks like it's fairly expensive production. The story plot was whatever. But yeah, it just was like one of these things that I won't deny that there's gonna be a lot of people that probably like it, but it wasn't for me.
Yeah, it's kind of it takes a while to get used to. Like you're like, Is it like supernatural? Is it just
Right.
real life? What is it? Like, cause you have
Yeah.
Sherlock Holmes, and you're like, no, in Sherlock Holmes, there's no people with powers. They're
Right.
just
And
human
it's always been a
beings.
thing. There is
Yeah,
nothing special with Sherlock Holmes.
yeah. And then all of a sudden you have this like, the irregular that has powers. And you're like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's a definite reimagining of that whole world, the
Yeah,
Sherlock Holmes world.
yeah. I
So
mean, for
what would you
me,
give it?
it was enjoyable. I probably give it like a 6.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I gave it half that. Over on Hulu, Solar Opposites has debuted, and it is so good. Like this one, I like. Season 1 of Solar Opposites was really great, and it kind of got better as it progressed. I thought the one with the tiny people on the wall episode on season 1
Oh
was
yeah,
one of the
so
better
good.
adult animated episodes I've seen of anything in a long time. Season 2 though is killing it. It's definitely found its legs. If you're into Rick and Morty, it's more like Rick and Morty than ever.
Yeah.
It's really scientifically rich with very adult humor, and it is so funny. I don't know how many episodes you've watched, but my favorite was episode 3, where they talked about BDE, which is
BDE.
big dick energy. Did you see that episode
Yeah, I
yet?
watched that one during lunch.
And so
It
the
was
the
so
young
funny.
replicant, he's getting bullied at school, and he's like, man, how do I like make people respect me? And he tries all these different things to get people to respect him, and then he finds out that the key is this big dick energy. He learns it from Idris Idris Elba. And so he uses his sciencey alien technology to give himself a big glowing unit, and he walks around. It plays like this cool rap music as he's like chugging around, and everybody loves him now, and they all respect him. And then, just like any good episode, it goes absolutely haywire towards the end.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
man, that was so funny.
How it ended was hilarious too.
Yeah, it's a great episode. And the season so far, I think I've made it to episode 5. I want to say. I think the last episode I saw, they were camping. They went to go do like it was summer camp, and then it
Oh,
turned
that's
into like
4. That's
that's
4.
4. Okay,
Yeah.
so I've only made it through episode 4, but it was really funny too. So I like it. I really enjoy Solar Opposites season 2.
And the best part about it, every time I watch an episode, I make
Yeah.
Terry's t-shirt. So
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So
so
yeah, if he posts that again, you guys gotta go over
yeah.
to Ren's T Public and buy his Terry t-shirts.
I think I've made 3, no, 2.
2. What were the 2 you've made so far?
The first one was the Area 69.
I'm gonna go to your T Public
Yeah.
and buy that.
And then there's a little arrow pointing down to your junk.
It's great. I love
And
it.
then the other one was in the camping one where there's like ET's hand texting home, something like that.
Oh, okay. Nice. I think I want the Area 69 one. That's funny. It's so stupid. It's amazing.
Yeah, but then episode 2, he was wearing like a long button-up shirt, so he didn't have a graphic T-shirt. I didn't do that.
Oh, lame.
I was like, damn it!
Yeah.
What a waste.
Yeah. So Solar Opposites season 2, I give it an 8. Yeah, it's enjoyable. If you like season 1, you'll love season 2. If you like Rick and Morty, you'll like Solar Opposites.
Yeah.
So give it a shot. Also from Justin Roiland, they've just announced a brand new show. Justin Roiland is the creator of Solar Opposites and the co-creator of Rick and Morty, also the voices of all the characters practically. He's got a brand new episode TV show coming out. It's another cartoon, same animation style, called Koala Man. It's an animated family comedy where the patriarch lives a not so secret identity as Koala Man, an Australian suburban superhero with no powers, but a burning passion to snuff out petty crime and bring order to his community. And it's got like all these like funny like Australian voices in it. It looks pretty stupid. I love it.
Is that coming out?
It's in production.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Maybe that was my note. Maybe that one has 8 episodes and no debut date because it's right next to my Bad Batch thing, and that was kind of floating between the two.
Oh, okay.
So I might have been lying about the episode count then also with Bad Batch. I'm going to reassign this note to that. So 8 episodes, no debut date on Koala Man. Over on Amazon Prime, got another adult cartoon called Invincible, finally came out. They released the first 3 episodes, and I watched the first 3 episodes, and I really enjoyed them. And I think that we have a little bit different view on it. I don't think that either one of us hated it, but I think maybe I liked it more because I haven't experienced this more serious adult animation as you may have, being the anime guy. So what was your feeling on Invincible?
Well, for me, I enjoy the show.
Yeah.
Just the production value to me was a little like under budget.
It's
Like,
funny that you spot that. Like, I never even occurred to me that it looked cheap.
yeah, because like it's not even on par with the DC animation. Like if you
Right.
look at
And
the
they're clearly kind of mocking DC.
if you look at the DC animation, it's very clean and it just looks better.
Yeah.
This one, it's kind of choppy in a way, but when it comes to like the fight scenes, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. That's so interesting because like I didn't notice any of that, but I don't watch nearly as many animations or cartoons. I've never been like usually when I'm sitting down for a cartoon, I want it to be funny. And so I'm watching things that are funny. And I honestly kind of thought Invincible was going to be more
Yeah.
funny or silly, but it's very serious. But they're definitely like just ripping apart the DC universe. And for someone who's not well versed in any of that, man, I loved it. I absolutely love Invincible. It's one of my favorite new shows that I've seen in quite a while. It had kind of a slow build in the first episode, but like the last 5-10 minutes of that first episode like blew my mind because I wasn't ready for that kind of gratuitous violence. I mean, we're talking like the show is 18 plus. I mean, it's not for kids. And I was like, I watched like 45 minutes of this thing. I thought, what is this even 18 plus for? I mean, I heard a swear word or two here and there. There's no real bad violence. Who gives a crap? And then that last 10 minutes, I was like, holy shit, this is amazing.
You remember when the mountain crushed the Viper's head?
Yes.
Yeah, it was like that.
It was one of many amazing deaths. Yeah. So there was like just an onslaught of violence in the last 2 minutes. And then they top it, I felt like in one of the next episodes where one of the guys destroys an entire civilization. And so I feel like this is new enough and enough people probably aren't watching. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but Invincible is really good. I mean, especially if you follow any of the DC stuff, it kind of like takes that idea and rejiggers it completely. And they're not afraid. I guess when they kill someone on the show, they're dead for good. You don't have to worry about them coming back like most superhero cartoons.
Yeah, if you first see it, you're gonna like, hey, that's Batman. No, that's Superman. That's Aquaman. That's
Yeah.
the Flash.
Yeah, you can definitely tell the knockoff version of each one.
Yeah, but it's very clever how they do it.
And the voice cast is phenomenal. I mean, across the board, every single voice actor is a big time real actor. And so I won't list them all. I think we've talked about that before, but yeah, it's fantastic. Just I don't know, I liked it. So and the animation thing didn't jump out at me because probably I just don't watch enough to know better.
Yeah,
but I liked it. So I would honestly give Invincible an 8.5. It's like right there. We'll have to see how the story goes.
Yeah, I'm excited for it too. I just wish that it came out all at once, but
yeah, that's true. But it's long though. I mean, that's the other thing too. It's an hour-long animation. I mean, that's what you're also more used to with the anime stuff. But generally, when I watch my silly adult cartoons, they're 20 minutes, half hour. So
no, like anime, it's usually that length to like 30 minutes episodes.
Okay.
But
my wife hated it, by the way.
Really?
Yeah,
why?
She did not like it. She goes, "What is this?" Because she sat through the whole thing, the first episode, and I said, "Hey, do you want to watch the next episode, or should I start watching this on my own?" She's like, "Watch it on your own." She just was not into it.
Yeah, I do that too with my wife. Like, I ask her, "Are you gonna watch this with me?" That way,
yeah, you put the feelers out.
Yeah. But yeah, it's gonna be my weekly show too on my list.
Nice. So there's a lot of good grown-up cartoons right now.
Yeah.
Over on HBO Max.
Cartoon?
We finally, no, not a cartoon this time. Yeah, Scooby-Doo. We got Godzilla versus Kong came out last night. I mean, this is hot off the presses review. I give it a perfect 10 for monster punching.
Gosh.
Yeah, for monster punching only. Monster punching was amazing. That's some of the best monster punching I've ever seen. The special effects were good. I thought they gave us a lot of monster hot violence. I dug all of that. I could do without any of the people or the boring ass plot. So I give the people and the plot a 3. I give the monster violence a 10. So it's definitely watchable. It's a good. I liked it, but I would have liked it a lot better with less people.
Yeah, they need to get rid of 11, man. She is the worst. Does nothing to the movie.
Well, even worse was her dad, Kyle Chandler. He was in it for like 3 seconds. He had like no real interest in it. Like, I don't even know why he was in there. He was completely purposeless to the plot.
You know, Kyle Chandler is one of those actors that everybody's seen him, but nobody knows his name.
I know his name because he was on my favorite TV show, Friday Night Lights. And I watched that show religiously. He was Coach Erickson or whatever his name was. And I love that show. I loved it.
If you ask somebody like, you know this guy? Oh yeah, the guy from Godzilla. I don't know his name.
Nobody knows his name. The other thing that bothered me with the plot was the fact that they were so nonchalant about all the people death. And I know I'm not supposed to worry about that in a monster movie, especially when these giant monster smashers. But I was just like shocked. They like the ships would get ripped apart, and they're like, oh no, Kong's drowning. And they're not worried at all about all the people that just died on the boat, or they're flying their little spaceships, and the spaceship gets ripped apart. And no one cares. No one says anything.
Mm-hmm.
They tore an entire city. They ripped, what was it, like Hong Kong? I don't even know what city they were in. It's like it was like the most like neon version of Hong Kong ever, and they just ripped the hell out of it. It looked cool, but I'm like, what all about all the people you just killed?
I know. That's why you're not used to seeing big monster movie. It happens all the time. Like,
yeah, no, it's new for me. I'm definitely not the everyday monster mash movie guy.
Yeah, I think the best human was a little deaf girl.
Yeah, she was pretty cool.
She was like the best one with the most emotion. It actually works with the movie. Everybody else is like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, the kid for Deadpool, I love him, but he was kind of like, oh, okay. He's just there to crack a couple of jokes. He was like meant to be funny, the comic relief, and they didn't give him that many jokes.
Yeah, and then the older African American guy, he wanted to be like, Cedric the Entertainer or something.
That guy is on a show I do like though. If you ever see the show Atlanta with what's his face, Childish Gambino? Yeah, he's on that show. He plays a rapper named Doughboy, and I like him on that.
Shout out to him though. He has a podcast in the movie.
I want to steal that one part where they say those podcasts are crap. Don't listen to it. Or whatever the Kyle Chandler says. It's ruining you. We need to take that and make it a clip in our show.
Yeah, we're big enough. They won't come after us.
Yeah, I don't think they would notice that. Also on HBO Max, because we became ultimate super fans of Taika Waititi ever since we learned how to pronounce his name correctly. And I've been watching anything and everything. And there's been this TV show. So one of his shows that he produces is What We Do in the Shadows, which is about the vampires. It's like a documentary style, like Office, but following vampires. And it's amazing. If you haven't watched it, you have to watch it. It's so good. Well, he had another show that's a kind of a spin-off of it. It's actually a spin-off of the show, but it was made in Australia, and it was only for the Australian audience. We couldn't get it. And so they are finally bringing it to HBO Max. So Taika Waititi and Jermaine Clements. And Jermaine Clement is he's pretty famous too. He was in that HBO show, or him and the other guy were funny Australians. I don't remember what it's called. But so it's a mockumentary called Wellington Paranormal, which premiered exclusively in New Zealand back in 2018, and it's finally coming to the US and will be on HBO Max and the CW. For those who don't have HBO Max, you'll be able to see it on CW for some reason too. But It's basically cops that run into paranormal type things, but it's still that kind of mockumentary style and that really dry New Zealand humor that I've discovered is my absolute favorite. So I'm pumped for this one.
Oh, if I had asked you, going back one, were you Team Kong or Team Godzilla?
Oh, well, it seemed like Godzilla was like crazy OP compared to Kong. The whole idea to me that they're comparable seems silly because Godzilla was just kicking the shit out of Kong every chance he had. Like Kong had to go get an axe. I love how Kong had like a power charger like I have for my iPhone. He just lays his axe on. It's like, he's ready to rock. But yeah, Kong didn't stand a chance against Godzilla. He needed all sorts of help.
Kong bows to no one.
Yeah, except for when he gets his ass. He did, and did he not basically like, oh, mercy?
Yeah, he submitted.
Yeah, he submitted.
Once Godzilla got his legs on him, he's like,
yeah,
I bow.
So I won't ruin the spoiler ending when they both team up and kick some ass. But yeah, it was. I was Team Godzilla for sure. How about you?
I think, me too, all the way. For me, I actually like the Godzilla movie better than this one.
Really?
Yeah.
The first one or the second one?
The second one with the Ghidorah.
Got it. Yeah, the 3-headed one.
Yeah, because I feel like that was truly the monster battle to be the apex of the apex,
Right.
And it's kind of like, yo, this guy came from space and still lost to me. I am the king, sort of thing.
Right. He's the ultimate Titan.
Yeah. When they fought they fought to the death, and like
Mm.
and when Kong and Godzilla fought, we knew that it was like Batman versus Superman, where
Eventually they were gonna have to team up because they're both good guys, even though they just murdered 6,000 people in Hong Kong.
you both love Mothra.
Yeah, so crazy. I have one other TV tidbit before we move on. I watched the TV show Debris. We talked about that a long time ago. It was on NBC. I did,
Nice.
and I have a shocking review. It's good.
What?
I know.
No
Network
way.
TV's never
No
good.
way.
Yes, even the wifey liked this one. When we were done with this one, I said, "Are you want to watch another episode?" She said, "Yeah, I like it." And so I was surprised. So Debris wasn't at all what I thought it was going to be. And so I think I can give everybody a synopsis if they're on the fence about watching this show, because I think there's like 5 episodes out already. Basically, it's if you ever like the X-Files, you're gonna like this show. Okay, if you didn't like the X-Files, you could probably move on with your life, do something else. But they've taken a new way of introducing weird alien paranormal stuff every episode that's not the same. So it's not like this one giant, you have the overarching plot that this weird alien debris crashed on Earth, but wherever it lands, it does something different. It causes a completely different, like paranormal alien type problem every episode. So the thing they solve in episode 1 is completely different than the thing they need to solve in episode 2, and so on and so forth. And I kind of like that. It's very clever at the very least. Now it may get old and boring at a certain point, but the actors are pretty decent. They're likable. And the special effects were okay, has just enough creepiness to it. And it didn't feel as networky as most network TV does.
I don't know. To me, the way you explain it sounds just like Supernatural.
So maybe you would love it then, because that was your favorite show
Of all time, dude. Favorite
of
show.
all time. Your favorite show of all time.
No shame in that game.
No, not at all. Over on our tasty trailers, I got just a few of them. I forgot to send them to you today, so whether you've seen them or not, it may be just me talking about them real quick. A lot of them don't need a lot of explanation, and I skip a few honestly because we're coming up against it already, and we have so much good content still. But the first one I have is a Netflix movie called Stowaway. I don't know. Have you seen the trailer for this?
Negative.
Okay, so Stowaway comes out on April 22nd, and it stars Anna Kendrick, Daniel Day Kim, Shamir Anderson, and Toni Collette. Stowaway stars a 4-person ensemble of astronauts as they board a spaceship to Mars. Have you seen it? Now, does it sound familiar?
I've seen thumbnails, but not the trailer.
The one problem is there's only enough oxygen for 3 people. So basically, Anna Kendrick, Daniel Day Kim, and I think Toni Collette are the astronauts. And then something happens when they're launching to go to Mars, where the like a mechanic who's working on the spaceship ends up passing out and ending up on the ship anyways. And there's nowhere for him to go because now he's in space. He's not an astronaut. He's freaking out. And so it kind of goes through all the things that are happening with the fact that some of them are like, we just got to dump this guy because they're all going to die if they can't sacrifice one. So it's that kind of thing. And it looks interesting. And I'm not used to seeing Anna Kendrick play serious. So I'm kind of curious how that's going to go.
Sounds so serious.
Yeah, it's definitely not a comedy. It looks okay. I'll probably give it a shot.
It's gonna be like, we need the engineer guy because he's gonna fix stuff.
Yeah, or like, one guy's want to get rid of him. He's not an astronaut. He's not even supposed to be here, and then somebody else is gonna have to fight for him. That's totally what's gonna happen. Yeah. But hopefully they do it well. Over on HBO Max, they released a brand new Nevers trailer. We talked about this a few episodes ago. The Nevers was that Joss Whedon Victorian superhero show. The new trailer though made it look way better, better. Yeah. So I'm actually kind of curious to maybe see this show. Whereas before I was kind of 50-50. I don't know. You saw the original trailer, but you should watch the new one. It's definitely better. They kind of get into more. They call them the Touched, and they're like all of a sudden the Touched have powers, and they're doing all this thing, and they're kind of teaming up and getting rid of the douchebags, you know.
Why do they choose that name? Like
maybe because Joss Whedon.
Dude is like, I've been touched by who?
Joss Whedon touched me. Yeah, normally that's a bad thing. You don't want to be touched. You know. That comes out April 11th. There was also a new trailer for Rick and Morty season 5. You probably saw that, right?
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Dude, that looks fantastic.
It's like so chaotic, man. Like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah, you're right. That's the perfect word. It's more chaotic than what we've seen before, but I'm pumped for it.
Yeah, my favorite part was they're doing Voltron too. I'm like, what the heck?
Why are we going down this super long tube?
Yeah. So good.
Yeah, so Rick and Morty season 5 is coming out pretty soon. Everybody needs to watch for that. And then my last trailer is the big one, Suicide Squad. They released the trailer and they've released a second trailer. So I've seen already 2 trailers for Suicide Squad, and this may be the most excited I am for any HBO Max direct movie of all of them.
Me too. Like when you see King Shark just like gulping the one dude, like,
He's like,
like what the heck's going on?
he rips the other dude in half. He's like,
Yeah, yeah.
did
It's
you know
like
the voice of King Shark is Sylvester Stallone?
it is.
Yeah, he's doing his best Vin Diesel Groot type thing.
Oh, nice. It's gonna get an
Anybody
Emmy.
have any questions? And
Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a fun ride, man. Like James Gunn just kind of took like the dumbest of the characters. Like, all right, guys, just have fun, man. Like,
they said the big difference between this one, because it's kind of a reimagining, I guess, because some of the characters are the same from the first movie, but a lot of them are brand new.
mhm.
And so it'll be interesting to see if they kind of make fun of the fact that this has already kind of happened once or not. So I'm curious on that. But they said the big difference is James Gunn picked a lot of characters that they gave him the okay to kill for good. So most of these people you see in the trailer aren't making it to the end of the movie, and that's awesome.
Yeah, it makes me wonder when it takes place. Like if you watch the Birds of Prey, Harley is like a free woman,
Yeah.
and then this one, they're trying to break her out of jail, or whatever. So she's still.
Well, it's hard to say with Harley Quinn, right? Because I would imagine the character Harley Quinn probably gets tossed in jail a bunch. So yeah, her character is amazing. Like she's definitely amped up the like silliness. Like I like the scene where they got the guy with the bolts coming out of his head. I don't know. He's like, I don't follow DC enough. He's like the mind bender or some shit. I don't know. And they're like, if you do this, you die. And they're like, if you do this, you die. And Harley Quinn's like, what did she say? She's like, if you cough without covering your mouth, you die. And they're like, no, Harley. I mean, but that's not an invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth.
Yeah, she is like the perfect Harley Quinn, man.
Oh, so good. There's a new show coming out on Adult Swim called Bird Girl. I don't know if any of you out there in the Audionots world have watched Harvey Birdman, Attorney at Law. It was one of my favorite cartoons back in the day on Adult Swim Cartoon Network. And this is kind of a spinoff because they've killed off Harvey Birdman. And so it's the same idea where I think she's an attorney, but it's starring Bird Girl instead of Bird Man. And it's got kind of like that over the top kind of funny bits. So that'll be on both Cartoon Networks, Adult Swim, and HBO Max. So you'll be able to watch it in a couple different places, depending on wherever you get your Cartoon Network stuff. Oh, by the way, everybody out there, since Ren is away fixing his camera, I got my first vaccine today. So I'm all shot. I got shots. It went pretty easily for anybody who's nervous about it or curious about it. I'm 99.9% sure they didn't chip me because I watched them take it out of the vial. So I don't think I've been poisoned. It didn't even hurt. We'll see. I've heard the first one's not too bad. So we'll see how I react to it. But so far so good. On my way to superpowers, I'm certain, and that's gonna be awesome.
Is there a hand sore, arm sore?
Not yet. So it doesn't hurt at all. Literally, like, so I had the flu shot earlier this year, and it was very similar to that. So it's a little tiny needle. You barely even feel it when they do it. My wife has already got hers, and she was telling me that your arm gets sore the next day. So make sure when you get it, guys, whoever wants it, do it in the non-sleeping arm. So if you're a side sleeper like I am, I sleep on my left arm, and so make sure to get it in the opposite arm. So I had them stick me in my right arm because I sleep on my left. And no effects as of yet, but I've heard it could take a couple of days if you have any effects at all on the first one. They say most of the time when you kind of feel like you actually have a cold is during the second one, and they schedule the second one about 4 weeks out from your first one. So I was pretty excited when they picked me because I'm definitely on the younger side of the people who are getting picked without any like real like crazy health issues. So I was stoked when I got picked, and it's pretty neat to get to go and get it over with. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm getting mine on Saturday.
I know, it's awesome. I think it helps that you and I both work for medical companies, but I think we're in Oregon at least. We're moving into like everybody gets to have it. Like I was talking to from our real job, we have international doctors we work with, and I was talking to one of them, and he hasn't even got his yet, and I was shocked about that because he's a doctor.
Damn. The best part about mine
Yeah,
is I'm gonna go to the Nike campus to get
that's
my
awesome. That's
yeah.
super cool. Yeah, I just went to the local high school, not nearly as cool as the Nike campus.
Yeah, because for the people that don't know, Nike's headquarters is in Beaverton, Oregon.
How far away do you live from Nike headquarters? Like, how long of a drive is it for you? It's real short, right?
It's probably like a 15-minute drive, 15 on a good day,
Yeah,
20 probably.
that's awesome. Yeah, I've never been there. I've never been to Nike headquarters.
Yeah, I think I was telling my wife that we're gonna do a little walk around the campus after I got my shot.
Heck yeah, take advantage of that. Need affordable graphic design? VisualAntiDesign.com should be your first stop. High quality work at low prices. Perfect for every need from corporate to personal. Visit VisualAntiDesign.com now and request your free quote. And for a limited time, mention Audionots for 10% off your first project. All right, so let's dip our toes in the news jacuzzi. So my first story actually kind of goes right along with this whole vaccine stuff. They give you, once you get your shot, they give you a little card that shows that you've gotten vaccinated. Well, if you're super into Krispy Kreme, you can go and get a Krispy Kreme donut every single day for the remainder of the year if you show them your vaccination card. And you only need the first dose. You don't need both of them. So that means that when you're done touring the Nike campus there, Mr. Rin,
Yeah.
you and the wife can go get some free donuts.
I might get one, but you got to pay for yours.
It says, we all want to get behind the COVID-19 or get COVID-19 behind us as fast as possible. And we want to support everyone doing their part to make the country safe, said the representative. So we're giving away a Krispy Kreme every single day for the rest of 2021. So that's pretty neat. I wonder if this is going to cost them a bunch of money or if it's going to be good promo. That just tells you how cheap those donuts are.
Yeah, because right now it's only April, dude.
I know. I mean,
the rest of 2021.
I'm going to tell everybody right now, it'd actually be worse for you to eat a Krispy Kreme every day for the remainder of the year than it would probably get COVID. Oh, you're back.
Oh, I'm back. What happened?
You did it.
Why am I small?
You're well, that's genetics, but it's okay. You're back. So nice. We got mini Rin. We got pocket size. What do they call it? Fun size Rin. So fun size Rin is back. Perfect. So we can jump into our second news jacuzzi story. This is one that's been like trending like crazy. I'm sure you must have seen it. Lil Nas X has released a very exclusive sneaker.
Oh yeah.
Okay. This sneaker is called the Satan shoe, which doesn't leave much to understand. So Lil Nas has teamed up with a designer called Mischief, spelled without any vowels, and Mischief makes custom sneakers. And so he doesn't actually produce any new shoes. What he does is he buys old shoes and he retros them into cool things, which is a really poppin' market right now. Like if you're a sneakerhead, you probably have some like customized sneakers because that's just a thing. So Mischief bought 666 pairs. Get that, huh? The devil's number.
Dang.
666 pairs of I think Jordan 95s or something. It's like some Air Maxes, some old Jordan Air Maxes. And he retrofitted them and they're like dark red and black and they look kind of devilly. But the big thing is it has 1 drop of human blood built into the sole of the shoe now. And people are absolutely losing their shit over this, man. I think that Lil Nas X is kind of sick and tired of people giving him crap because for those who don't know, Lil Nas X is the Old Town Road rapper. He came out, he did his whole Yippee-Ki-Yay Old Town Road rap, which is hugely popular. What is probably the hit song of what, 18, 19, 20? I don't even remember what year that came out. It was fairly recent.
Yeah, everybody, every freaking kid from like 6 and up knew it.
Yeah, it was the biggest one and everybody loved it. And everybody loved that their kids loved it. Whether you're left, right, whatever, because it was kind of country, it was kind of rap, it fit everybody. Everybody liked it. Well, then Lil Nas X just not too long ago revealed that he's gay, which is who cares, no big deal. But it's kind of hard in the rap world. The rap world is definitely still one of those segments where they use that almost as like a diss towards other rappers and things like that. So that was a pretty bold move on his part. And a lot of the really like heavy-handed Bible thumpers kind of came at him like, oh, you should burn in hell. You should burn in hell, you black rapper, gay boy. All that stuff. Bad news, right? So I think this is literally him saying, okay, guys, you wanted me to go to hell. Here it is.
Been there.
Yeah, exactly. Now I brought you some shoes and I sell to your kids at like Old Town Road. But I think it's really him kind of mocking the people that made fun of him or gave him a hard time. And he has a video. I don't know if it necessarily goes with this, but it's very devilish itself, called like Modesto or something. And it is graphic. And it's basically him going full gay, like making out with the devil and doing all sorts of weird things. And like he's definitely decided to poke the bear. So I kind of like, go for it, Lil Nas. If they're gonna give you a hard time, you let them know.
I think the worst part that came out of this whole fiasco is Nike suing Mischief.
Yes. Yeah, which is unfortunate because I think Nike would have ignored it. Nike's been pretty good about ignoring the custom market for a really long time.
Yeah.
But what happened was there was a lot of big celebrities on the right and talking heads that came at Nike. How can you do this? It had nothing to do with Nike. Nike didn't make it. They didn't produce it. I mean, if you want to get mad at Nike, get mad that they got child labor all over the world. I mean, there's a lot of reasons to be pissed off at Nike, but this is probably not one of them. So I think they kind of forced Nike's hand into having to sue Mischief so they could kind of save face a little bit, even though they did nothing wrong.
Yeah, they're like, I'm never gonna wear Nikes again.
I'm gonna buy your Nikes and burn them and show you. I'm like idiots. So yeah, that's something. Since I need to wrap it up, our final story has to deal with DoorDash. So the DoorDash app is no longer just for ordering pizza or late night snacks. It'll now help you check if you have coronavirus. So this is sticking with our coronavirus theme today. Without ever having to leave your house, the food delivery app has teamed up with 2 home testing kit companies to offer self-administered tests on demand. Both test kits should arrive the day you order them through DoorDash's or the Dash Mart, I guess is its digital convenience store that they have that carries products from places like 7-Eleven, CVS, things like that. It can be ordered whether or not you're showing symptoms. So you don't have to be like, oh, I'm sick, and you have to send it to me. If you're just like feeling like you want to check and see if you have coronavirus, you can get DoorDash to bring it to you. There are 2 options on the app. One test is from Vault Health. Vault Health has a saliva test kit that's $119. And the other is from Everlywell, which is one of these nose swabs. And that one's $109. You should double check before ordering since the cost of the test may be reimbursable through your insurance as a COVID-related expense. So with both tests, you mail out your samples using the mailboxes and overnight shipping labels that come with the kit, and the results are promised by email within 1 day or 2. So that's kind of cool. I mean, if you were like jonesing to find out if you have it and don't want to go search for a testing site, you just have it come to you.
Yeah, at this point, like, who wants to know? Like, the vaccine's here. There's like,
I've always thought it was weird to need to know. Like, I've never, even when it was like the vaccine wasn't here, I didn't understand why you had to know. Either you had it or you didn't. And I think you would know if you had it bad enough to be worried.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, why am I going to spend like hundreds of bucks, $100 just to get a test?
Yeah, no, but you know, there are people out there that will and are probably excited that exists. So for people like that, I mean, there you go.
Yeah, my wife loves DoorDash, man. She uses it every day.
My middle daughter also loves her some DoorDash. Every meal is DoorDash. I'm like, oh my gosh,
what am I craving today?
Yeah, it's so convenient.
Pizza. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you want, you can get it, including coronavirus tests now. Oh. So that's it. That's all I had. Do you have anything else you want to talk about before we wrap this bad boy up and send little Ren home?
I'm gonna go make some NFT graphics. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you should do it just for the show's sake. You should create like a really simple NFT animation. You can be something like straight up GIF style, right? You know how to make GIFs. Make a really simple like chibi GIF or something, and then sell it for some minimal price, $20, and see if it sells. I'm just really curious.
I'm gonna do a bunch of boba tea stuff, like maybe cute animals drinking boba tea.
That could be like your gimmick. It could be like all you do.
And it'll be like the movement would just be the tapioca balls going up and down,
just kind of floating. You can use the same one over and over again with a different thing next to it. Genius.
And I'll just call like the Suck My Balls series or something.
Love it. Yeah, so everybody get excited to suck Ren's balls because it's going to make him some money. for sure. Cool. That's it. That's all I got. You got anything else?
That's it, man.
All right, man. Let's wrap it, post it, and put it in the mail. Bye. See you guys on the flip side.
Show me what you got.